Good morning, everyone. Really excited to be with you here on this Sunday morning for a relaxing restorative yoga session. We have some really gentle, soothing poses planned and time at the end to rest and allow the mind and body to be at ease. I'll give everyone just a moment to hop on here. Good morning, Desiree. Thanks for joining. One moment here. While we're waiting for a couple others, what may be helpful is to go ahead and grab a few handy props. So we will be using a yoga strap, but you can also use a women's belt or a men's tie, or whatever you have handy, maybe a few scarves. We'll use hey Pat, oh, I'm so glad you're here. I need it too. We'll also be using a bolster, but if you have a couple of pillows, even from some throw pillows or some pillows from your bedroom, grab those. And then our blocks are optional. We may use them for puppy pose and our reclined tree. So I have blocks, but they are optional. You can also roll up a towel or use a stack of books. So whatever you have is fine. We'll go ahead and take an easy seat on our mat. I'm gonna step back and just give me a thumbs up if the audio and video is okay with me on my mat. And I do have those few props nearby, but we're gonna start in our easy seat. I'll try to project. We've got a nice strong signal in this room. And I'm looking forward to taking this time so that you can calm the body and quiet the mind. In your easy seat, go ahead and move any fleshy bits out of the way. Lengthen up through that spine and the crown of the head. Imagine I'm pulling a string so that you have nice posture. Allow the heart to open a little and the shoulders to soften. And see how you feel here. We're going to float the eyes closed and begin to connect with the body and the breath. So from this easy seat, let's see if you can begin to feel the breath moving through your body. It may be helpful to place a hand on the heart and another on the tummy, just tuning in so that you notice, even when you're sitting perfectly still, the body's always moving and always working to keep you healthy and safe. Begin to slowly deepen with each inhalation and exhalation. Maybe pausing for just a moment in between your inhale and exhale. We'll take 3 more slow breaths here. Good morning to those who are just joining. Breathing it all in, letting it all out, and one more time. Now bring your hands to heart center and take a small bow here as you set an intention for your time on the mat this morning. Pause and allow that word or phrase to come forward. Something you're hoping to invite more of into your day and into your life. Maybe a spirit of resilience or courage, peace and calm, tranquility, and patience, whatever comes to mind here. know that you can return your focus to that intention if your mind begins to drift or run through your to-do list. Now let's allow the arms to hang heavy by our sides. Before we continue, know that it's very important to modify and listen to your body. So do what feels right for you today. Take it gentle. This is a restorative class. We want you to feel better when you step off the mat. Making sure you've got room here. Your fingers are just touching the floor. With our inhale, let's send those arms up, palms up, fingers meeting overhead. Exhale back down. We'll take 5 breaths like this. Slowing down that exhale. And one more time here. Now I'd like you to imagine your arms are wings, so let's send them out to a T, and your palms are facing me. After your exhale, we're going to inhale, open the heart, pull the arms back, lift the chin. Exhale, curve the spine, bring the arms forward, tuck the chin. Fly those wings and bring them forward. Notice how the neck and spine are feeling. We have 3 more times here. Fluid movements, taking care of the shoulders and back and the neck. Last time. And coming back to your easy seat. What we're going to do is roll the shoulders so the arms can be by your sides or hands on top of the knees. Big circles back and around 8 times. Feel into the movement. You may notice some tension in the shoulders. We're here to melt it away. 3 more times here. Feels good. And let's reverse. Big circles forward. Notice how that feels. 6 more times. And 3. And 2. And 1. Now, if you have your yoga strap, a belt, or a couple scarves, whatever you have nearby, we're going to work for just a moment here with the strap. A lot of us are carrying tension in our shoulders, so we're strengthening and resolving some of that here today. What I'd like you to do is bring that strap overhead. We're creating a Y, and be generous here with the spacing between the hands. Whenever you're ready, we're going to turn that Y into a W like so, bending the elbows and bringing the strap behind the head, neck, or maybe the shoulders. Little bit at a time, we inhale at the top and exhale, pull it back, open that heart. Inhale at the top, these are tough. Feel the movement. We're strengthening and softening. 3 more times. Is your heart open? And 2. Last time here. And we'll bring that strap in front and set it down. Moving it to the side. as we're ready to take some eagle arms, and then we'll transition into a child's pose. I know we've been doing a lot here with the shoulders. So for your eagle arms, spread those wings nice and wide for me, and then we're gonna bring the right arm under the left. And we've got a few options here, so you can take a bind, or you can have your palms facing opposite directions. Or if that's not comfortable, you can also give yourself a big hug. So choose what feels best for you this morning. If you're taking a bind or your palms are facing opposite directions, see how it feels to bring those elbows just up a bit so they're in line with the shoulders. And breathe. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Nice and easy. And 2. And 1. Release the bind, straighten those arms, and spread the wings. We can allow those arms to float down, resting here for a moment while we stretch the neck, and then we'll repeat on the other side. So bring that right ear towards the right shoulder and pause, feeling that tension melt away down the left side of the neck. We want to take our time here. You can continue just like this, or you can send that right arm out and then cup the ear with the hand to deepen the stretch a bit more. Honoring your body. Remembering that intention you set. We'll release the hand. The arm comes back down. We're still bringing that right ear towards the right shoulder. And we have the option to shift the stretch just a bit as we bring the chin near the collarbone, looking at that right shoulder, and stretch. You can stay here or add the hand on the head to deepen further. Before we come up, let's bring the right ear towards the shoulder one more time. And then very gently come back to neutral. And we're going to repeat that on the left. Feels so good to stretch the neck, especially if you've been looking down at a book or your phone. So now we're bringing the left ear towards the left shoulder. Settle in here. The option to send the left arm out and cup the ear, deepening just a bit. You can always back away if this is too intense. Removing the hand. And shifting the stretch as we bring the chin towards the collarbone, looking at the left shoulder. Left ear gently to the left shoulder one more time. And then coming back up. Now we have our eagle arms on the other side. So we're going to spread our wings, and this time the left arm is under the right, in the front here. Then we take our bind or send our palms in opposite directions, or give yourself a nice hug, whichever you prefer. If you're taking your bind, Lift those elbows just a little so they're in line with the shoulders. And breathe for me. Three more slow breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll gently release. Maybe spread the wings, open your chest, and then float those arms down. Now we're moving into our puppy pose and then our child's pose. And the puppy pose, we do have the option to use our blocks here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set up for our puppy. A moment here. And for your puppy, it may be nice to come to a kneeling position here. So if you need to roll the mat or place a blanket or a towel under the knees, do that for me. And we're about halfway back on the mat, just making sure I'm in view. If you are using your blocks, we're gonna put those in front of you here, about a foot from the front of the mat. We'll adjust as needed. And then what we're working to do is keeping the hips over the knees. We're lowering down so that we can place our forearms onto the blocks. Now from here, let's scoot those blocks forward near the front of the mat and see if we can begin to press your heart down towards the mat. Your arms can be extended, or you can make prayer hands behind the neck, which feels really nice. And you'll begin to feel a stretch in the arms and shoulders. And this is one option with your blocks. Now, if you'd rather take your puppy pose without your blocks, you're keeping those hips stacked and sending those arms forward, fingers spread wide, generous spacing here so the shoulders are comfortable, and maybe bringing the forehead down towards the mat. Or if you'd like to deepen a bit more, bring the chin towards the mat, noticing it adds a little bit more to the stretch. We've got 3 more slow breaths. And then we're gently going to come out of the pose as we prepare for child's pose. Now in a restorative class, we've got a few gentle options for child's pose. I'm going to show you the modification first if you're not happy in traditional child's pose. So that means you'd come onto your bottom, plant your feet nice and wide, forearms behind the thighs, and hinging forward, keeping that spine relatively long here. Otherwise, we're going to grab your pillows and bring the big toes together, knees open. Bring that pillow as close as you can to the body. The bottom is sinking onto the heels. I like to be pretty generous with the spacing of my knees. And then from here, we'll gently lower down onto your bolster or pillows and rest on one cheek or the other. This is our supported child's pose, however you come here. Either resting on the bolster or hinging forward with your bottom on the mat. We're going to spend a little time here getting comfortable. This is a nice point to check in to make sure you're not clenching the jaw. Let's soften, maybe wiggle the jaw, relax the forehead. and release with each breath. We'll take 5 or 6 more breaths here, and then we'll lift the head slightly to rest on the other cheek as we settle back in. Turning to face the other way with the cheek and resting. We have 5 more breaths, and then we're going to press the hands into the mat and gently walk the hands closer to the body as we move the pillows to the side and come onto our bottom. Moving fleshy bits out of the way and preparing for our forward fold. So in our restorative class, we want to allow the legs to relax a little. So we're placing the bolster or pillows on our lap, close to the body. You've got your legs in front. Let me scoot back a little here. Wiggling the feet a little, allowing the legs and feet to relax. And if you do have blocks or a towel or a blanket, this may be a nice time to stack those so that you've got some support under the head and chin. It's just a very slight lean forward. We're spending enough time in each pose to little by little settle in. So we don't want to strain or push. This is just as important to bring that spirit of calmness to the mind and to allow the body to be at peace here. So when you're ready, set yourself up for your supported forward fold. Hands can rest on top of the pillows or bolster. Using what you have to get comfortable in this gentle fold. Softening that jaw, tuning back in to the breath, maybe slowing it down a bit. Bringing your intention to mind and resting here. Seven or eight more breaths here. When you're ready, we're gently coming up and moving into a wide-legged forward fold with some support here. So we'll take those legs open, maybe just a little wider than your mat. This isn't the same as working towards a center split or anything like that. We just want to come to the point where we feel a gentle stretch, but not a strain. We're bringing the pillow close to the body, and we'll stack our blocks or props, your towels, other pillows, whatever you have, just a little differently here, so that we can hinge forward. We'll want to wiggle those feet, point and flex, really just get some of that tension out so that they can gently splay open as you loosely fold forward here. And you can experiment with how you'd like to stack your blocks and where you'd like to rest your hands. Or if you don't have your blocks today, you can rest those hands on top of the legs and allow the chin to come towards the chest as you fold. Resting on one cheek or the other, or with some support under the chin. knowing you can always sink a little deeper. We have time here. Let's take 8 more breaths here. Soften the feet, relax the jaw, and begin to soak in the benefits of this stretch. When you're ready, we'll slowly come up, and we want to keep the props nearby. But I always find this is a nice point to take an easy seat and a few cat-cow breaths, because we've been doing some folding, so we want to work with the shoulders and neck a little. I'll turn to my side. Join me in bringing the hands on top of the knees. After your next exhale, we'll inhale, open the heart, lift the chin, pull yourself forward. Exhale, tuck the tail and the chin. Nice stretch here. And repeat, so move with your breath. Nice and fluid. Let's do 5 more times. We're not in a rush. And 4. Moving at your pace. And 1 more time here. And we're going to move on to a nice stretch for the hamstring. So you'll want a strap, your scarves, or your belt. I'm going to turn away from the camera here. Plant the feet and very slowly lower 1 vertebrae at a time, and then walk the heels in closer to the body. Now we've got the left leg bent and the foot planted, and this is where we're going to bring that strap behind the right foot and begin to send it up. We want even amounts of strap in on both sides, and notice that my arms are straining a little and I'm reaching up. What I'd like you to do is slide the arms all the way down the strap till the elbows can rest on the floor. Soften the shoulders. You can stay right here, or if your low back is comfortable, you can send that left leg to rest on the mat. Whichever you prefer. I like to keep that left foot planted and the knee bent. And then just a gentle stretch as you're pulling that right leg towards the body. See if it may feel good to flex the foot a little. We're near the halfway point here. You can always back away or bring that leg down if you feel that you've had enough of this stretch. Otherwise, let's take 8 more breaths. After your next exhale, I find it helpful to bring the other leg up and swap out. So now you've got the strap behind the other foot, so behind the left foot, and you've planted that right foot down. One side is sometimes tighter than the other, and you may want to start out a little easier here, knowing we have time to deepen just slightly. When you're ready. We have about 10 more breaths here. Let it out with your exhale. Breathing in peace and love, generosity. Breathing out frustration and fear. Take your time. Three more slow breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to set that strap aside and plant the foot down. And so we've got both feet planted on the mat and the knees are bent. It may feel nice to shift those legs side to side a bit here. And then let's hug the knees in, lifting the head, bringing it towards the knees. Hands can come behind the thighs or in front of the knees as we wiggle side to side, massaging the low back. Very good. Now we're going to take a nice side body stretch here in our banana pose. So one leg at a time, very gently. Let's bring the legs down to the mat. Send the arms overhead. Take a nice stretch, reaching in opposite directions with the fingers and toes. Good work. Reach, 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 and relax. Now what we're gonna do is walk both heels over to the front right corner of the mat. Then we're going to bring the hands behind the head and the elbows out as we then send the upper body over to the right as well. So we've created a little rainbow shape or a banana. You can stay right here, or you can cross that left leg over the right to deepen just a bit further. And you should feel this in the side body right away. Keep those shoulders on the mat. Shine your heart towards the ceiling. And let's settle back in. Four more slow breaths here, and then we'll uncross and make our way to the same pose in the other direction. If your legs are crossed, we'll uncross. And I like to walk those heels back to center, then bring the upper body in line and head over to the other direction as we set up for this side. Feel a stretch in the side body, into the shoulders. Let's take 4 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, very gently uncross the legs, walking those heels back to center and bringing the upper body in line. We'll bend the knees and plant the feet. And let's hug the knees in one more time. Gently rocking. And we're going to come onto one side here to give us a moment to get our props, because we're moving into a supported tree pose. So you'll want a blanket or a block, something folded up. I'm going to turn to face you, but you can stay facing your wall. What we're doing in our supported tree is we're going to gently lower back and bring the block or blanket to the right side. So it may be more comfortable for you to bend those knees and plant the feet as you lower back. And then we're bending the right leg. So we'll plant the right foot and allow that knee to gently open. So you'll see I've got the block under my knee on the right. I'm rooting into the mat. My shoulders are resting. Arms are on the floor, palms are up. And I'm in a very gentle reclined tree here. You'll feel a soft opening of that hip flexor as we take our tree here on the right. Now, if you'd like, you can remove that block and allow the knee to sink towards the floor, or you can keep it right where it is. Let's take 8 more breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to begin to plant that right foot, and the knee goes up towards the ceiling. Then we bend the left leg and plant the left foot. If you have your block, you may want to bring it to the other side. Sending the right leg out and allowing the left knee to gently open into your supported tree here on the other side. Maybe wiggle the toes and release. Check in with your jaw, neck, and shoulders. you'd like to remove that block and allow the knee to sink towards the floor, feel free to do so. We'll take 8 more breaths here, nice and slow. And then at your pace, we're going to plant that left foot on the mat and send that knee back up towards the ceiling. Let's bend the right leg and plant that right foot. Walk the heels a little closer into the body. And with our block nearby, we have time to move into a supported bridge pose. So we want the feet close enough to the body that you could touch the heels with the fingers with a little twist. And then we're gently going to send those hips up towards the ceiling and find a comfortable place to place that block for a little support here. You may choose to go with the lower setting or the higher setting. The idea is just a gentle inversion here to give the heart a little rest. Once you have your block in place, float the eyes closed, tune into your breath. We're halfway there with this one. a moment, we're going to ground in through those heels. Press to lift the hips up just slightly. Slide that block out and move it to the side. Really let that lower back sink into the mat here. Maybe move the legs side to side. And we're going to finish with a happy baby before we take any final stretches you'd like. Maybe a supine twist. And then moving into our final resting pose. So for happy baby, I like to start one side at a time. So I've got my left foot planted. I'm bending the right leg and the foot goes up towards the ceiling. And then wrap the right hand around the outside of the right foot as my knee comes closer to the floor. Keeping the left knee in line if possible. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then we'll gently remove the hand and plant that right foot down. Moving on to your half happy baby on the left. Knee coming closer to the floor. Three more breaths here. And now we're going to set up for our full happy baby. So hands around the outside of both feet. Little sway side to side. Until you're comfortable. You can stay here as long as you'd like. Moving into any final stretches you'd like here. So if you haven't taken a supine twist, you'll hug the knees in, send the arms out to a T, and then slowly lower the knees towards the right as you shift your gaze to the left, staying as long as you'd like before you shift the knees over to the left and your gaze to the right. I'm skipping the twists myself today. After you've twisted or taken any final stretches, maybe bring the knees together and walk the feet out. Then lowering the right and the left leg to the mat. Settling into your final resting pose. Now this is a time to scan the body, noticing any areas of tension. So we'll melt the tension from the jaw, chin, and forehead. Softening the shoulders into the back. Allowing the hips to sink deeper into the mat. Scanning the legs, releasing the quads, softening the calves, the ankles, tops of the feet, bottoms of the feet, and toes. positivity, generosity. Breathing out anxiety and doubt. Breathing in resilience and strength. Breathing out any frustration. And when you're ready, I thought I would end today's class with a little journey of the senses. So stay right where you are in your final resting pose. And keeping the body soft and at peace, let's take a little journey here together. So I'd like you to imagine that you've packed a bag for a trip to the beach. And I want you to picture the color of your bright and cheerful beach bag. Picture yourself holding the straps. What texture do those straps have? What material are they made of? Put your beach bag on your shoulder and let's walk down a boardwalk, one step at a time, as you can see the ocean ahead. You can hear the seagulls, feel the wind on your face, the gentle breeze, the sun kissing your cheeks, the sand on that boardwalk from other beachgoers on your toes. Continue traveling down the boardwalk until you come to the sand and step out onto the beach. Let's find a comfortable space for you to set your beach bag down. And let's survey the ocean, just tuning in to the gentle waves, noticing the white caps, anybody who may be in the water. Is there someone surfing or flying a kite? Do you see children at play? And as you set your beach bag down, let's unsnap the beach bag and pull out a fluffy beach towel, oversized. What pattern is on that towel? Is it big palm trees, rainbow of colors, a deep navy blue, a soft gray, whatever it may be? Let's lay the beach towel down onto the beach and have a seat. Cross your legs, get comfortable, and let's see what other treasures you brought with you in your beach bag as we continue our journey of the senses. Reach into your bag and pull out your sunglasses and your floppy hat if you don't have them on already. And see what you brought as a refreshing treat. Maybe you have a small container with green, luscious grapes or juicy strawberries. Maybe a pastry or something cool, whatever you'd like. But what I would like you to do is imagine that you are taking your first bite of that snack that you brought. I want you to picture how it tastes. Feel your taste buds and imagine that tart lemon or sweet grape, that cool sorbet or whatever it may be. continue to savor your treat as you feel the wind kissing your face, hearing the sounds of the ocean, and enjoying this peaceful time that you have with Mother Nature. As you reach into your beach bag, you have a cool beverage to sip on, maybe some coconut water or orange juice, some tangy lemonade, or another drink that's your favorite. With your straw, let's take a nice sip of that cool, refreshing treat. Savoring that cool sensation. And after you've put your snacks aside, let's go into that beach bag one more time and pull out your suntan lotion, smelling the coconut or whatever aroma it may have as you apply your suntan lotion to your arms and face and shoulders. And here you are on your perfect beach towel, having enjoyed a sweet treat, putting on your sun protection, and listening to the sounds around you as you give yourself permission to sunbathe here and relax with Mother Nature for as long as you'd like. It's the perfect day, and you can spend as much time resting here as you'd like. Whenever you're ready, if you'd like to bring awareness back to your body and to your room, maybe wiggle the fingers and toes, move the head side to side, or roll onto one side, resting the head on the arm. Taking your time as you come back to an easy seat near the front of the mat. Bringing hands to heart center, pressing your thumbs into your heart and taking a small bow. Thank you for joining me for this restorative practice today. I hope you're feeling refreshed and restored. I always look forward to spending time with you. Always remember that every day, in every way, you are getting stronger and stronger and better and better. Namaste. Thank you again. I hope I will have the opportunity to practice with you again this week. I know that I have a Barre class planned for Tuesday and Thursday at noon, so hope to work out with you then. And wanted to thank you for spending your Sunday morning with me. Hope you enjoyed today's class. Oh, hey, Kathy, so glad you were with us. And Cindy and Sarah, Heather. Hope everyone has a wonderful Sunday, doing something for yourself and sending love to your friends and family. I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.